Alrighty, welcome. We are here at Mount Panorama for round 2 of season 4 of the league. Today we will be having a sprint race for Division 2, and then we'll go into qualifying for 10 minutes, and then we'll jump into our feature race. So our sprint race will be determined by reverse championship order. So whoever's first in the current drivers championship standings will start in last place, and then it'll go up from there. Our feature race will be 23 laps. We're hoping to see quite a mix of strategies and tactics for this race. It's going to be interesting to see what teams choose what. Mount Panorama being an incredibly unforgiving track, especially in the mountain side of the course. It'll separate the bold from the reckless for sure. So I'm Wonka. I will be your commentator today. Welcome to LRC. If you are just joining us, definitely check out the invite link that I posted in chat and pinned in chat. If you click that link, you can join our Discord server, and you can jump into racing with us immediately. We tend to have events all throughout the week, and the league is simply just one of the events that we have throughout the year. It's typically 8 weeks long, and then we'll have like a 2-month period where we do other events that are more open. But even if you're new, you get a chance to run in the league as a reserve driver. And the difference between LRC and a lot of other sort of leagues in GT7 is that we do a lot of team and a lot of collaboration stuff together. So the league is especially interesting because we have 28 drivers split across 7 teams in 2 divisions. And then each driver is paired up with each other based off of their initial qualifying shootout results. So the teams are about as even as they can get. Let's take a quick look at the results standings of the championship so far. So last week we had round 1. Willie took the first place in Division 1 race with Toasty and Dutra following very close behind. And then in Division 2 race, we had Nixon win the race, and then KG and Ads filling up the podium. So this totals up to the Division 2 Teams Championship, where Bahamut Venom and Jolly Green Giants are tied for first place in the Division 2 team standings, with Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing in 3rd place. Division 1 teams, we have Bahamut Venom take the number 1 spot, Team.com tied with Massive Impact Racing for that second place. And then overall, Team Bahamut Venom taking the top spot with very good consistent results in the Division 1 and Division 2 race. Team.com tied with Massive Impact Racing, mirroring the Division 1 team championship standings. So a lot to fight for. A really good start to the season for Bahamut Venom. Let's see if they can keep their lead throughout the entire rest of the season. Got a 1 minute mark, 2 minute marks warning from Dinosaur, so we'll be getting into the race in just a bit. And then we'll get underway shortly. So today we have a substitute. Soulshock will be jumping in for Orwick, a temporary driver for Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing. And then we've got Vergold substituting for P-Pool or Maelstrom Motorsports. Currently the grid setup looks like Soulshock will be in pole position, standing in for Orwick. We got Rogue Nipra starting second, with Racer X third, Lamb King fourth, Vergold rounding out the top 5, Cecil Turtle, Motsky, and Dinosaur at the 4th row, Bishop and Kip Dunkel in the 5th row. We got Trackhead in 11th place, Ads starting in 12th, KG in 13th, and Nixon starting last due to being the current leader of the Drivers' Championship standings. So this will be very interesting. The sprint race will be 5 laps long. I believe most drivers will be using the soft tires. We'll see if that is the case. Let's take a quick look to see if we can see which tire compound drivers are currently using. So it looks like it's going to be maybe a mix between mediums and softs between a few cars. So it looks like Rogue is going to take the softs. And then maybe, yeah, Racer X might be going soft as well. So should be a very interesting race. I think mediums, it just kind of depends really on what the right choice is. So the car does start with a full load of fuel. That will make the car wear through its tires a lot quicker than normal. Softs typically lasting just about 5 laps, 5 to 6 laps, depending on how hard you push the tires and how much you push the tires, especially in the 2 fast left-handers up in the mountain area. I believe it's turns 9 and 10, the Frog Hollow and Philomene Park, McPhilamy Park. And I got the go-ahead from Dinosaur. We'll jump into the race very shortly here, and we'll be underway. All right, so we got our grid lined up. All of our cars ready to go. On the line, the starting grid where the cars are literally right next to each other in the front row. We got our 5 lights, and we're go. So we got Rogue Nipra with a good start off the line, taking first place off of Soulshock VR, going into turn 1. Can he keep it, though? He takes the outside, and he makes it stick. We got someone off the track. I think that was... I couldn't see who that was. We'll get to that later. So Soulshock losing a place out to Rogue Nipra, Racer X in 3rd place, Vergold in 4th. Soulshock getting really close to Rogue, going into turn 2, up the Griffin's Bend, into the cutting. Oh, we got some side-by-side action there. It looks like someone got spun out there. I think that might have been Ads. Or it was the other Bahamut Venom car. It might have been Bishop, actually, that got into contact with someone else. Kip Dunkel is currently in 9th place. Ads is still in 8th place, so maybe that wasn't Ads. I think that might have been Bishop. Yeah, so that was Bishop. So Bishop right now currently sitting in last place. And look at this, Rogue opens up a 1.3 second gap to Soulshock VR, currently leading the race now. So as it stands, we got a 1-3 Maelstrom Motorsports, and then a 2-4 Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing standoff right now. Oh no, it looks like Vergoldo is getting this alongside Soulshock VR down the back straight, the Conrad straight, and they're gonna go side by side into the chase. Soulshock VR losing a little bit of momentum down the straight, and looks like Vergold will get around him even before turn 21. So Vergold making a nice pass there into the chase, taking that position, making it a temporary 1-2 for Maelstrom Motorsports. Let's see if we can take a quick look back at what happened there in the beginning. So we got KG going up through the turn 2, and then it looks like he bumped with Bishop, who went wide into the turn 2 at the beginning, spun out. So maybe that might be an incident that gets reported later. So we got a team battle here. Vergold now catching up to Rogue Nipra. And then KG up behind Soulshock VR, looking to make the pass up into turns 3 and 4. Keeps it very neat and tidy around the cutting. So very, very nice job by KG. Oh, Racer X gets squirrely on the exit of the cutting, and it might allow ads to get through. They go side by side into turns 5 and 6. Oh, and they're still side by side going through the turns 9 and 10. Frog Hollow and McPhillamy Park. And Racer X maintains the lead by staying on the inside. Oh my goodness. We got like another, it's not necessarily a team battle, but Racer X has ads very close behind, but then Nixon is behind ads just within a second. So we got like a little cluster here for positions 5, 6, 7. Oh no, and Rogue must have hit the wall somewhere in the skyline. Rogue lost 2 positions to KG and Soulshock VR, and is quickly being attacked by Racer X. So Rogue, having damage on the car, is going to lose a lot of top speed going down that back straight. Lamb King there getting side by side with I think that is Cecil Turtle. Cecil Turtle making a nice pass on the outside of the chase. And then Motsky's able to get around Lamb King as well. They go side by side through the last turner. They stay side by side through the last turn, going through the front straight. Next to each other they go. Are they going to go side by side into the first corner? No, it looks like Motsky is able to keep the lead. Makes it stick through turn 1. Lamb King, though, is still side by side with him, almost side by side. And then we got another battle here just behind with Kip Dunkel and Dinosaur going into turn 2. So tons of crazy action going on right now. Dinosaur getting the lead just a little bit, and just ahead, Motsky and Lamb King side by side going to turn 2. Lamb King has the inside. Oh, and they hit up some traffic. Oh my God, so chaotic. So Motsky and Lamb King over there ran into some traffic earlier. I think that was, it wasn't Dinosaur, it was the other Rexy car. Oh my goodness. So currently as it stands, we got Dinosaur in 11th, Kip Dunkel. Rogue now has fallen to 13th, and then Bishop is in 14th. So I think that might have been, let's see here. That might have been Dinosaur and Kip that we saw earlier. there's gonna be some tight racing everywhere. So KG just made the pass on Vergold going down the Conrad Straight. See if we can catch a replay of that. I don't know if Vergold's going to be able to make a repass. See if we can catch that on replay. Oh no, so it looks like KG made that pass way before Forest Elbow. So mega drive by KG so far, taking that top position. And then Ads is already in 4th place. So strong mid-race here by Ads. I think Ads started from 3rd from last place and is already up into 4th place. And Nixon as well. So Nixon starting last. And then, yeah, Nixon started last and is now already into 5th place with his teammate Racer X just behind. Fighting with Motsky currently, who's also fighting Lamb King still, and the other massive impact car. Oh my god, we got some chaos just around the exit of turn 1. Lamb King. It was Lamb King and the other massive impact racing car. Quite a bit of carnage here. So it's interesting. The first race we had 0 incidents reported, but I don't think this is going to be the case for this week. So Lamb King now sitting in 10th place. Bishop has made a couple of positions up into 11th after that incident in turn 1. Motsky, Trackhead, and then Rogue in 14th, and then I think where'd Lamb King go? Oh, so Lamb King is in 9th. Okay, so Lamb King still is in 9th place. Oh, and Nixon looks like to make an outside pass against Ads through the Forest Elbow. They go side by side down the Conrad Straight. Oh my god, it's so tight between these two. Ads maybe have picked up damage. Yeah, so Ads picked up damage on the front and rear bumper. Is going to lose out to Nixon on this drag race down the straight, losing tons of top end speed because of the damage. And Cecil is actually going to catch up between the two. So we're going to approach our final lap here. KG already on the final lap, just starting it. Vergold currently in 2nd place. Soulshock VR, starting from 1st, has maintained the podium position so far, but has damage on that front right. So Soulshock will have to keep the car going until the end of the race. Has 6 seconds of a gap to Nixon. So hopefully Soulshock can keep that podium position. We'll see. Ads right now. Nixon in 4th, Ads in 5th. Diesel Turtle in 6th place. Kip Dunkel, the other Team.com car, in 7th place. Racer X in 8th. Lamb King in 9th. Most of our cars are now a little bit more spread out. The battles have subsided for now. It's not over yet, so KG is only less than a second in front of Vergold. Any mistake now could potentially be very costly for the win. As both cars head through the dipper, turns 15, 16, 17, and 18, the Forest Elbow. KG keeping it very neat and tidy through the Forest Elbow. right, so KG starting from second to last place. Crosses the line, not quite yet. Crosses the line now in first place for gold in second. Epic drive by KG. Soulshock VR. Their debut LRC race. Finishing third place. Not bad considering he started from first. Nixon in fourth, Ads fifth, Cecil Turtle in sixth place, Kip Dunkel in seventh. On it's a drag race line with Lamb King and Racer X. Racer X just beats Lamb King out by 0.14 seconds. Bishop crosses the line in 10th. Pretty good finish considering the spin at turn 2 at the beginning of the race. Mosky in 12th place. And we hear Trackhead's tires squealing like crazy as he passes the start-finish line. And finally, Rogue, who had a very strong start at the beginning of the race, but ended up hitting I think he ended up hitting the walls over in the Skyline area. And oh no, it looks like he spun out into the Conrad straight the chase, excuse me. But crazy race so far. I think there might be a couple of incidents that are going to be needed to be reviewed, especially down at turn 1 on lap 3. It's funny, I was thinking, as I was watching this race, I was thinking the Dipper and the Skyline were going to be areas to be potentially the source of a lot of the incidents that we might see. But it turns out that turn 1, which is ironically named Hell Corner, ended up being the most problematic. Okay, so with that done, we will now get into qualifying for our feature race. Qualifying will be 10 minutes long. And we'll determine the starting grid for the feature race. Yeah, Bathurst and sprint race is the same as Mentos plus Diet Coke. I would have to agree on that one. I mean, I feel like any race that has a reverse grid is going to tend to be a little bit more chaotic. Not a little bit, very chaotic. But all things considered, it didn't seem like we didn't have incidents that were terribly egregious. It looked like with the incidents that we potentially saw, the drivers held up for each other and waited for each other. So I think there's still pretty good sportsmanship, points being given. Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at the sprint results. Sorry. So take a look at the sprint results. Let me get this out of the way for you guys. So take a look at the sprint results. We got KG in first place, Urgold in second place, and Soulshock VR taking out the last spot of the podium. Nixon, starting from all the way at last place, ended up in fourth, just beating out Ads, who picked up damage up in the Dipper. Ads started third last, but ended up fifth, so strong drive by Ads. Cecil Turtle in sixth place, Kip Dunkel in seventh, so a 6-7 finish for Team.com. Racer X in eighth. Lamb King in ninth place, had some epic battles with Motsky throughout the Dipper there. Bishop in 10th. Strong finish by Bishop considering the spin in turn 2 at the beginning of the race. Dinosaur in 11th. Unfortunate for Roxy there. I think Dinosaur ended up in a little bit of an incident as well. Motsky in 12th. Trackhead in 13th. And then Rogue Nipra in 14th. So look at this, our Canadian representation finishing 2, 3, and 4th. Pretty good. Canadians are taking over LRC. We had only started, we only had I don't know, two or three Canadians a couple seasons ago, and now we have like 6. And then we have the sole UK person ads in all of our races. All right, so I got the 2-minute warning from Dinosaur. We're going to start qualifying in 2 minutes. Again, qualifying will determine the grid results, the starting grid results for the feature race, which will be 23 laps. Let's talk about a little bit about the race itself. So in the races this season, competitors will have to have 2 different compounds in the race required. So you could race any 2 combination of tire compounds throughout the race. I think the potential race strategies that we will see in the Division 2 race will be potentially a one-stop strategy on hards and mediums. And I think we'll see potentially an alternate pit stop strategy where there's a 2-stopper where there is a medium stint with softs at the end, or maybe even a medium soft. So I think we might see either of those 2 strategies. It'll also be interesting to see who decides to pick the mediums or hards on the first stint of the race as well. I think typically when you're starting the race, I think a lot of drivers will elect the hard tire first, seeing that the fuel load of the car will be heavier in the beginning. But the mediums might be worth using to gain track position early on. So the hards lasting probably around 10 to 14 laps or so with our current tire wear settings. The mediums lasting anywhere between 7 to 9. So we'll see. So we'll join Kip as he leaves the pits and leads our field on the outlap to start qualifying. Again, we'll have 10 minutes for each driver to put down their fastest lap. right, so we're currently on board with Kip Dunkel. Kip Dunkel will be the first to set a hot lap. Keeping it nice and tidy into turn 1. It's a little squirrely on the exit. It keeps it on track. Kip Dunkel racing for Team.com in their Ferrari livery. The Ferrari Dodge team. Brakes aggressively at the 50-meter board. Nice and tidy on the turn 2, not going too far into the apex. Takes an inside line around turn 4. Goes flat out through Quarry Corner. Very nice. We got these two fast left-handers, Frog Hollow and then McPhillamy Park. They do incredible damage to that front right tire, the limiting tire of the race. Some hard braking into the skyline. Down into the dipper, that fast left-hander. Kip Dunkel keeps it nice and tidy. Taking the car into Forest Elbow. Getting a good late apex there into Conrad Straight. Kip Dunkel letting it rev out, hitting around 159, 58 miles per hour at the max. Extreme braking into that left-hand turn at the chase. Turns 21 and 22. And then finally, the left 90-degree turn 23, Murray's Corner. So Kip Dunkel sets a 2:15.8, but it's quickly beaten by Ads, who takes the provisional pole position by 1/10 of a second. Cecil Turtle jumps into second place so far. Let's see where KG crosses and stands. So KG tops the timeout at a 2:14.2, taking provisional pole position. Dinosaur taking second place, so not too far from Ads actually. So beating Ads' time by about 0.10 of a second. Oh, look at that. So Vert Gould jumps into provisional pole position and beats KG's time by 4/10 of a second, almost 4/10 of a second. Really, really strong lap by Vert Gould. So Vert Gould jumps back into the pits to start a new lap. Doesn't make it worth driving all around to switch tires. I think in this case, it is advantageous to just jump into the pits via the menu to change your tires out and to get another hot lap in. I think at best, I think people are going to get probably realistically 2 hot laps in for qualifying. Racer X currently sitting in 11th place, heading down the skyline. The famous turns 11, 12, and 13. The triple brake point. And that very, very tight left-hander, the dipper. Keeps it nice and tidy around Forest's Elbow. So Racer X currently on his 3rd lap, and the tire degradation is already quite high. It's about 50% on that front right, but way ahead in terms of time. So in the first hot lap, I think maybe Racer X had made a mistake and is now improving on his time. So Racer X improves, but does not improve his position. Moski sets a personal best at 216.4, putting Moski in 8th place. And then Nixon jumps up as well. So Nixon sets a 215 and Trackhead sets a 215 as well. So Nixon currently sitting in 5th place. Trackhead in 7th, sandwiching Cecil Turtle. And we got Dinosaur up in 4th place. So good job, Dinosaur, with the Rexy livery. The Dinosaur starts, will likely be the final, his final hot lap of qualifying. Makes a nice tidy turn 1. Dinosaur has a half-second gap to add his time, but is not improving on his personal best. We'll have to find some time elsewhere. So Nixon is improving on his time. If he maintains that half a second improvement through the last sector of the track, he'll likely be able to take that 5th position from Dinosaurs, and now Motsky. Hey, Sun Mister. Yeah, this is a private lobby and league. So just a little bit about us. We're Learners Racing Collective. We have a Discord, and we're essentially a private league. But you can definitely join us if you'd like. I have the Discord link pinned in chat. A little bit about us: we do a lot of like racing events, and we do our league season about 3 times a year, and it's all like team based. Oh no, Dinosaur runs into the barrier there at the last turn of the track, and unfortunately is not able to finish his hot lap. Oh, nice. That's great. So you got Racer X fan club up in chat. But yeah, if you join us, like we do events throughout the week that are not even tied to the league as well. We just do like fun social stuff. Like on Mondays, Dinosaur will typically run Monday Night Racing, and it's just like some type of spec, and then we'll just do quick, short, like 5-lap races for like 3 hours. So Pulse, this is qualifying, but we'll get into the full race very, very soon. So one of the things that separates LRC, our league, from most other ones is that we make it team-based. So we actually have 28 drivers in this is our 4th season. So we have 28 drivers, and they're split across 7 teams. So 4 drivers per team. And then we got 2 divisions. So 14 drivers per division. And the cool thing about this is that we have all of our team drivers paired up with each other based off of skill level. So like the fastest is paired with the slowest. And then like the teams will kind of get together before every race and help each other out to improve their times, strategize, and whatnot. And so even if you are typically last place in a lot of like league races, your points still matter quite a bit. And if you end up getting like a couple points, like 1 or 2 points in the last couple positions, that still can help your team win the overall championship. And we've seen that before. So despite, a skill difference or skill differential, those who aren't nearly as good as the top 5 drivers in our league, there's still a level of competitiveness to finish the race and fight for those last points in the divisions. I think in our second league we were like 1 point or 2 points separate in the overall team standings going into the last round. And every single league that we've had so far, every single season, the team's championship has always come down to the last race. Yeah, Vergold's got a quick time, so a 213.9, KG with a 214.1. The interesting thing about this, though, is that you could have a very quick 1-lap pace at Mount Panorama, but what matters in the end is your race pace and your overall strategy. And then there's the luck that can also turn things around as well for a lot of drivers. So in the case where we get a safety car, it could completely throw someone's race out the window and their strategy out the window, and they have to adjust from there. In several preseason races, there was one where I had like an insane 1-lap pace, but then we kept getting safety cars and my lead kept getting neutralized. So it's not all about pace, it's also about strategy and also luck. So we got 7 minutes till we start the race. Let's take a quick look at the starting grid. So we got Vergold in pole position, KG in second, and Ads starting in third, so solid qualifying by Ads. Kip Dunkel in fourth, R. Nixon in fifth, Motsky in sixth. So 4, 5, 6 for Canada. Dinosaur starting in seventh for Rexy Racing. Cecil Turtle in eighth place. Trackhead in ninth. Bishop in 10th place. Soulshock VR in 11th. Lamb King in 12th. Racer X in 13th. And Rogue Nipra in 14th. I always get mixed up, and I'm always trying to find Dinosaur's teammate, the other Rexy car, and I'm always looking for a green car, but it's Motsky's blue Rexy car, so keep that in mind. If you see the Rexy cars, those two are on the same team. Rexy Racing, we've got Maelstrom Motorsports, so Vergold is in pole position for Maelstrom Motorsports. KG Racing for Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing. And then we got ads in third place for Bahamut Venom, our current team championship leading team. So top 8 gets points for the sprint race. We'll see how that affects the standings. Typically, though, we'll go through a period of a couple days to review any incidents and apply any penalties to adjust the results. And we'll have the updated results for next week, next Tuesday for round 3. So round 3, actually next week, will be Fuji International Speedway. I think Fuji was like the top 3 tracks most hated in GT7 or something like that. Which I can understand. A lot of people don't like Fuji International Speedway because it's incredibly technical in Sector 3. Fuji ain't it. I love Fuji. I'm probably in the minority, but I love Fuji. Sector 3 can produce some of the best racing in like any track. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a track walk. I've been so busy lately. I haven't even had time to host the Academy sessions. All right, so we got 30 seconds before we start our race. And then we'll get into it. It's funny because Mount Panorama is just as technical up in the skyline, especially right before the Dipper. But people don't seem to complain much about that. All right, so Dinosaur initiated our race start. We got a couple seconds before we enter the race. We got our front row between Vergould and KG. Let's see who wins out after the first turn. We've seen quite the battle between these two, especially during the sprint race results. We got our 5 lights, and we're off. So KG looks like that's got a really good start, actually. KG now ahead of Vergould, almost by half a car's length going into turn 1. Oh, but they go side by side. They have contact in turn 1. Vergould takes the inside, and then there's a whole group of cars behind them, but I think Vergould and KG are still side by side going down to turn 1. It's going to be a crazy battle between these two, potentially all race. So we have 23 laps. We'll see if this battle continues all throughout the race. We got Motsky, and I think that's Ads going side by side each other into turn 2. KG takes the inside of Vergould into turn 2 and takes the lead. Motsky takes the inside of Ads, but Ads maintains his position on the outside, but backs out going into the cutting. Kip Dunkel looking for a potential sneaky opportunity. Taking a look on the outside of ads as they exit the cutting. And it looks like we've got a smooth start. And as I say that, I really hope I don't jinx anyone. So Dinosaur going almost side by side with Cecil going into the dipper. Has to back out into the braking zone. Back with our leaders. They're both pulling a significant gap to Motsky. So Motsky jumping up into third place. So quite a huge jump there for Motsky from the start and taking the position away from ads at third place. Solid start by our Rexy driver. Oh, wow. And so Vergold got past KG, it looks like, as they approach the turn 23. And KG right on Vergold's tail, going through Murray's corner. And it's going to be a big battle between these two. I can feel it already. KG looking for a slight opportunity, keeping the pressure on Vergold in turn 1. Vergold goes slightly wide. Let's see if we can catch the pass on the replay. Yeah, so they go side by side through the chase, and it looks like, yeah, Vergold was able to pass KG just straight up. Oh, and they make contact out of turn 2. KG still maintains the lead, or no, actually takes the lead from Vergold by taking the inside of turn 2. So turn 2, a very, very interesting corner. The inside of the turn being slightly more banked than the outside. It's a huge advantage to stay on the inside going side by side with a car there. So turn 2, you maintain the inside, you'll likely be ahead going out of it into turn 3. All right, so let's take a look at our drivers' tires. So KG is currently sitting on the mediums. So KG has a tire advantage on Vergold and is looking to potentially increase the gap as much as possible on those medium tires. Vergold on hard tires. Ads on hards as well. Oh no, it looks like Motsky is turned around. Uh-oh. Oh, careful there. Okay, so he's ghosted. All right. Ooh, that looks pretty bad. Let's see if we can catch the replay. Motsky goes into Forest Elbow, probably. Yeah, so too much braking and turning at the same time. Lost the back end. Unfortunate error there by Motsky. Motsky started off so well in this race. Jumped up, I think, 3 positions from the start. Is now back down to, I believe it was 12th place. So looking back at the strategies that our drivers are using, so Kip currently on hards as well. So everyone, I think, the Nixon is on hards, and Cecil Turtle is on hards as well. Dinosaur picked up damage on the front right tire, the wheel there, damaged. He's going to be hemorrhaging a lot of speed on these straights. And it'll allow Bishop, Soul Shock, and Trackhead to eventually pass him. We'll see if he can defend in the mountain section of the track. Soul Shock VR looking to get alongside of Bishop going into turn 4, but decides against it. This is being a very, very tricky part of the track to pass. So Bishop's on hard, Soul Shock's on hard. And then Trackhead, so pretty much everyone except for KG has started on hards. Looks like Racer X started on mediums. Mosky and hards, Lamb King, and then Rogue started on mediums. Okay. So most of our drivers have started on hard tires, likely to carry out the hards for potentially 14 laps. And then the mediums will probably last around 9 laps. So around lap 14, we'll expect to see a lot of our cars coming in for pits. We'll see if Dinosaur decides to head in early to make a pit stop to fix the damage. It might not even be worth doing that considering the time loss in the pits. He's actually maintaining his position quite well at the moment in 7th place. So I would suspect that Dinosaur doesn't actually pit for damage here. It's a super tight battle with Nixon and the Team.com boys, Cecil Turtle and Kip Dunkel at the moment. And I don't know if Nixon made the pass on these two, but Nixon is currently ahead of the two. Kip Dunkel currently leading the Team.com pair through turn 1. Let's see here. Kip Dunkel and Nixon go side by side up into turn 4. It's really difficult to pass there if you're on the outside. So Kip Dunkel doesn't lose out to the position, but does lose an opportunity to potentially pass Nixon. But again, this section of the course is extremely hard to pass. So I don't expect anyone to actually achieve passing anyone in that section of the track. I think the key here in Division 2 particularly is to put as much pressure as you can on the car in front of you and try to force them into a mistake so that you can pass them either on the exit of any of these corners or the exit of Forrest's Elbows right here. Kip Dunkel taking a wide line, goes wide actually, and then allows Cecil Turtle to jump in the inside and take the position. Very good track awareness by Cecil Turtle. Sneaks in on the inside and takes position from his teammate. But Kip Dunkel is not giving up easily. Kip Dunkel has the draft and now pulls alongside Cecil Turtle going into the chase. They go side by side to the braking zone, but Kip Dunkel decides to back out. Cecil Turtle defends, maintains the position. So Cecil Turtle up into 5th place. Kip Dunkel into 6th. Bishop in 7th place at the moment. Playing catch up to the battling Team.com cars. Whoa, it does. That's cool. Thanks for that tip, Crunchy. Did not know that. Yeah, and it doesn't work necessarily for some views either. That's interesting. I wish GT7 had a little bit better like spectator views for some of these cars. They do a good job of, oh, good Lord. I just heard someone smash the wall. And it's Cecil Turtle, I think, hit the wall and lost a position. Let's take a look at the Oh yeah, there you go. So Cecil Turtle makes contact with the wall. Doesn't pick up any damage, but loses out on that position. So to exit instant replay, you just hit V. You hit V to enter it, and then you hit V to exit. If you use a keyboard. B-Ship currently sitting in 6th place. Trackhead making some ground on B-Ship, closing the gap down to just under half a second. The keyboard's really nice, especially if you do like if you organize and run lobbies and you need to chat. It just makes it so much better. Currently riding on board with Trackhead down the front straight. Pulls alongside B-Ship into turn 2. B-Ship does not defend the inside corner and will likely lose out into turn 2. We'll see as they enter the braking zone. B-Ship tries to stay alongside, but nope, the inside traction there is way more advantageous. Trackhead makes a wonderful pass at turn 2. Oh, but he makes a mistake going into turn 4. Doesn't pick up any damage. I think he still has the position. Gets squirrely on the exit turn 4. Keeps the position. Steady there, Trackhead. And I don't see any Dinosaur anywhere in sight in terms of the position, so I think Dinosaur might have made a pit stop. Nope. Where's Dinosaur? Did we lose Dinosaur? Oh no, Dinosaur's in 9th. Okay, Dinosaur's in 9th. So not a great day so far for the Rexy Racing team. Both cars picking up damage early in the race. Soulshock VR also picking up damage on that front bumper. Mount Panorama really being a race of attrition. Those who can make the least amount of mistakes and avoid taking damage will be the ones victorious. It's all about having a smooth, consistent drive. Back up with our leader, KG is still in 1st place with a 3-second gap ahead of Vergould, which I think might be closing quite a bit. So Vergould has a set of hard tires, and KG's tires are becoming depleted very quickly, so the tire wear advantage will come back to Vergould in potentially a lap or 2. And no VSC yet. Yeah, surprisingly, no VSC yet. We've had a few cars pick up damage due to mistakes in the skyline. Motsky spinning out in force elbow. So the gap now less than 2 seconds for Gould, gaining a second on KG in that last lap. And for Gould, they're doing quite a great job conserving those hard tires in the first 7 laps of this race. Only about a third of those tires are gone. So KG jumps into the pits at lap 7 on the mediums. That's something that we will typically see with the medium tires. It's a little on the short side for tire wear, but we'll see how KG uses the rest of the tires for the rest of the race. Hubble, how's it going, man? Yeah, you got to get back in. This season is turning out to be pretty great. Like these Vipers are making some really, really good racing. Have you been doing racing elsewhere, or are you just been kind of like taking a break? All right, so we got Kip Dunkel and Cecil Turtle still together, the Team.com teammates. And KG, after pitting, has come out in 5th place. So KG switching to racing hard tires. For those who don't know KG in LRC, KG races with the literal D-pad on his controller. And so tire wear and tire management is very difficult for KG, and will likely be pitting much earlier relative to others. Yeah, so Motsky ended up, crashing at the Forest's elbow. Cecil Turtle defends at the Forest's elbow. Takes that middle line to prevent KG from attacking. Back in 6th and 7th position, Bishop still leads track head and has pulled up a 1.1 second gap. They were right next to each other last time we checked. Rogue sitting in 11th place right now. Motsky in 12th, followed closely by Racer X. So Motsky looks like made a pit stop fairly recently with a new set of medium tires. Yeah, and it does look like we lost Nixon. So our winner from race 1 must have had a sort of disconnect or something. So unfortunate for the Jolly Green Giants team. That's a huge hit to the points that they'll have. Oh, and KG almost loses the back end going into the turn 2, entrance to turn 2. And he gets alongside Cecil Turtle into turn 4. Is he going to make the pass stick? He does. Takes the inside at the cutting and makes the pass on Cecil Turtle before heading into the mountain section of the course. Oh, nice. You moved into a new house? Oh, dude, congrats, man. You got engaged. Went to Skip Barber Racing School. That's cool. They do that up at Sonoma, and I was curious about doing one of those, but I've been just basically karting every time I'm up there, and feel like maybe racing school would be cool, but oh yeah, is that Skip Barber or Barber Motorsports Park? Ah, okay. KG goes alongside Kip Dunkel into the chase. Makes the pass on Kip Dunkel, very clean. Although Kip Dunkel is not done yet. taking the outside cage, forcing KG to defend in the last corner, but takes it a little bit deep and isn't able to capitalize. All right, so taking a look at the fuel and tire wear of our cars, of the leaders of the race. Vergold sitting at around just below half a tank of fuel and about 40% on that front right tire. Adds a very similar strategy, so Adds and Vergold on the same strategy. It'd be interesting to see if they pit around the same time too. I think these two will likely pit around lap 14 and then take a medium tire to the end of the race. And Adds is only 5 seconds from Vergold. Adds has a pretty good pace on these hard tires right now and is conserving slightly better than Vergold with comparable time. So we'll see if Adds will be able to catch up towards the second half of this race. KG now back into third place, about 17 seconds behind Adds, but now with fresh hard tires. So KG has got a lot of ground to make up, but has the tire advantage. So Kip Dunkel probably has the most tire wear on the front right with the hard tire strategy. Likely we'll have to make a pit stop in a couple laps. We'll see if Kip can last to the 14th lap, the end of the 14th lap. Bishop now in a battle still with Trackhead, going down Conrad straight. Doesn't feel like he needs to defend. It's running a fairly comfortable race right now, even with Trackhead behind. So Dinosaur is still running those hard tires. That damage on the front right of the car, I think from lap 4 or 5, I think. Damage here at Mount Panorama is absolutely catastrophic to your race. It adds maybe 2 to 3 seconds to your time per lap. Yeah, and damage also makes the tire wear quicker, yeah. Because you can't turn as well with them. It forces you to compensate. Lam Kang with damage on both of the front tires. And then we got Motsky, who took a pit stop relatively early, fixed the damage, and is now on a set of medium tires. I think Motsky might have switched to a 2-stop strategy from the 1-stop strategy. Yeah, you gotta hit the other wheel to even it out. But I think that'll just make both of the front tires wear faster. But that would be funny if it actually made it so that both wore out more evenly again. So the battle continues between Kip Dunkel and Cecil Turtle. Cecil now taking that 4th position from Kip. And it looks like Kip picked up damage in this last lap. So that front right being damaged and the front bumper being damaged. You can see Kip losing out quite a bit to Cecil in that straight. And now Bishop has a chance to overtake Kip on the straights. I would imagine Kip would make a pit stop within the next couple of laps. Decides against that at the end of lap 11. Kip goes a little bit wide at turn 23. Still gains some ground against Cecil Turtle. Going around Hell's Corner. Kip will be looking to take advantage of Cecil's draft to help defend against Bishop going into turn 1. Let's jump on board with Bishop as he chases down Kip Dunkel through the mountain section. Bishop lifting quite a bit on that fast left-hander. I think that was Frog's Hollow to save that front right tire as much as possible. That front right tire being the limiter to strategy here at Mount Panorama. So turns 9 and 10 are quite possibly the most destructive to the tires in this race. So we'll see a lot of lifting and coasting on those turns. Here we go. So Bishop now in the draft of Kip Dunkel. Will he be able to make the overtake going into the chase? He's got quite a bit of speed there, quite a bit of momentum. Look at that nose to tail going into the chase. Kip Dunkel takes the, he doesn't even take the inside. He doesn't even need to defend going into the chase. But he goes wide, he goes deep into the corner, goes on the grass at the exit of the chase. And will that be enough for Bishop to be able to go side by side? Oh, okay, so Kip Dunkel decides to jump into the pits. Becomes irrelevant for Bishop now, but Bishop makes a mistake at turn 23 and allows Trackhead to get alongside. But he's running up against Cecil Turtle's car and is running out of space, actually, to get in front of Bishop. And he stays ahead of Bishop going out of turn 1. So nice pass there by Trackhead, taking advantage of the situation. But Trackhead's front right is quite badly exhausted and will likely have to make a pit stop. So Trackhead defending in the inside into turn 2. Bishop not able to take advantage or gain any opportunity. Trackhead there going into the braking zones and the center of the track, positioning the car to defend against Bishop. So Cecil's got quite a little bit of tire wear left on that front right. Trackhead is just about depleted his, and Bishop has the best out of all 3. So Bishop might be looking to do another lap, while Cecil and Trackhead might hit this lap. So Bishop might be able to do an overcut. We'll see if that's successful. I think 10 laps is just about probably the limit for the mediums. So I think Trackhead and Cecil will try their best to do another lap. And Bishop might even have enough tire wear to do 2 more laps. All right, there we go. So Cecil and Trackhead jump into the pits. Bishop stays out. And then we got Vergold jumping into the pits as well on the end of lap 13, and Ads decides to stay out. So Ads now our race leader, about 11-second gap to KG. Ads running a wonderful race so far. He's kept it neat and tidy, out of the walls. Knock on wood. Don't want to curse anyone. Further down the grid, we got Vergould coming out in 4th place after that pit stop. Running the medium tires. We'll have to make the mediums last 10 laps. Trackhead in 6th place, coming out ahead of Cecil Turtle, who is ahead of Motsky, but Motsky will have to make another pit stop. Motsky looking to make the overtake. Going into turn 2, they get side by side. Motsky takes the inside and maintains the lead going through turn 2. Nice pass by Motsky. So interestingly enough, Kip Dunkel now is in 9th place, about 10 seconds behind Cecil Turtle. It's quite the difference there. I wonder if it was maybe the fuel difference that Cecil was able to create that gap between his teammate. Solshock VR in 10th place, Lamb King in 11th, Racer X in 12th, and Rogue Nipra currently sitting in 13th. So our race leader ads comes into the pits. KG will take 1st place for the time being. KG will stop to make another pit stop. KG has made quite a bit of ground on the 2nd stint. We'll potentially have to make, oh no, and for Gould, I think, no, who was that? It was the other Maelstrom Motorsports car at turn 1 looked like they spun out. The yellow flag in turn 1. All is good though. So Bishop is in the pits as well. Let's see here if we take a look at, where's Vergould? Okay, so Vergould has made it past ads already. So Vergould has pulled a 5-second additional lead from the 5-second gap earlier. It'll be interesting to see where KG ends up relative to ads. So Bishop comes out of the pits, and Trackhead just alongside, right behind him. Trackhead pitting a lap early, and Bishop gives him the inside, so Bishop doesn't fight. He lets Trackhead take the inside and take that 4th position. Oh no, and Trackhead makes a mistake. The pressure has gotten to Trackhead and he hits the wall at turn 4, picking up damage on that front right and allowing Bishop to repass. Ah, so unfortunate. And maybe those medium tires weren't quite warmed up yet. Motsky on a recovery drive after spinning out in the first couple of laps. Motsky will have to pit again. Yeah, the Mount Panorama pit stop is relatively short, so given the amount of time you lose on the straights, I think it often is worth coming in for a repair as quick as possible. Like if you pit the same lap as you take damage, if it happens to be like not extremely early in the race and you change your strategy to a 2-stopper, I think you can potentially salvage a little bit of your race. And again, a lot of this is simply just it's a race of attrition. Like the less mistakes you make, the higher up you'll just end up in the race. So consistency is key here. And keeping that car out of trouble is what allows you to pick up places in this race. So we got a 3-4 right now for Bahamut Venom. Bahamut Venom having a strong performance in the first round. of season 4. So in last week's race, Ads finished 3rd place, just behind KG actually, and then Bishop finished 6th. So if Ads and Bishop finish 3rd and 4th, that'll be massive points for Bahamut Venom Racing. Dinosaur currently sitting in 9th place with a fresh set of medium tires. And KG dives into the pits once more, this time needing fuel more so than tires. We'll see where this puts KG relative to Ads. So I think Ads will likely come out ahead of KG, but KG will have fresh tires. And it'll be interesting to see if KG will be able to finish the race with cars as well. So Ads there getting around, I believe that's Rogue Nipra. And you can see KG exiting the pits there in the background. Only 5-6 seconds behind Ads. So KG jumping on to the mediums, and Ads also jumping onto the mediums. Okay, we expected that because Ads started on the hards, but Ads now will be in a full-blown battle against KG towards the last stint, for this last stint of the race. KG will have to make the pass on track. KG, they're losing quite a bit of time in the first couple of corners. That gap opening up to 7 seconds now. So we got a Rexy teammate battle forming up here. Motsky coming up on Dinosaur. Will there be any team orders, or will they be battling it out on the track? Motsky getting a good exit out of Forrest's elbow, and now will be in the draft of Dinosaur's car. Will it be enough to make a pass leading into the chase? We'll see. Oh, look at that right now. He's bumper, tail to front bumper, but isn't quite close enough to get side by side into the chase. Motsky putting the pressure on Dinosaur quite a bit. Photographer taking a picture of the two cars as they pass by. Dinosaur pushing his car right up to the edge there, getting a little bit on the grass, and then Motsky taking the inside of the corner into Hell's Corner. Makes a nice, tidy pass on the inside of Dinosaur. But Dinosaur is looking to make the pass back onto Motsky, potentially. Or are they going to work together? And so Dinosaur does not fight and try to take back the position. Oh, Dinosaur getting a little squirrely into the braking zone at the dipper. You see that back end slide out just ever so slightly. But he's able to maintain control of the car. Dinosaur staying cool, calm, and collected. At least appearing so on stream. We don't know if he's actually cool, calm, and collected in the cockpit. Back up with our leader, Vergould opening the gap up to 11.5 seconds. Not too bad. So Vergould, though, eating through his tires a little quicker than Ads, but it still might be enough of tire management to last the rest of the race. 11 seconds is quite a big gap, but we do know that once the tires start depleting into the red area, you end up losing anywhere between 4 to 5 seconds a lap, maybe even more depending on the track. So Vergould's gonna have to do his best to manage those tires to the end of the race. And KG making up a few seconds. The Ads, they're definitely gonna be fighting for that second place position. Ads gaining, KG gaining a little bit of time and sets the fastest lap, the previous lap, so a 2:14, almost a full second and a half faster than Ads' fastest time. So we're gonna get a battle here in the closing stages of the race between these two for second place. B-Ship with a solid 4th position right now, not under threat by Trackhead, who's currently still is carrying damage on that front right wheel. Cecil Turtle has opened the gap up to his teammate slash rival Kip Dunkel. We're both ahead of Motsky and Dinosaur, the Rexy boys, in 8th and 9th. Lamb King sitting in a solid 10th place. Kind of in no man's land at the moment. 8 seconds behind Dinosaur, 21 seconds for Soul Shock VR. We got Racer X in 12th. Rogue Nipra jumping in for a final pit stop. Likely to put on some softs, maybe, or another set of mediums to the end of the race. KG there, absolutely pushing the car to the limit. You see the back end of the car losing quite a bit of grip out of the exit of the cutting, which is quite easy to do. Dropping that gap down to 3.5 seconds to Ads. So he's got 4 laps to finish, 3.5 to make this pass on Ads. And Ads will have to defend for his life to the end of the race. So Ads also pushing. Ads has set a personal best of a 15.4 in that last one, but is also cautiously making sure those tires don't get overused. KG pushing so much more. And we'll get a race at the closing laps between these two, for sure. Just in that shot, you can see KG lurking in the background, making ground against Ads. He must be feeling the pressure now. That last lap, almost a full second slower than his personal best. And Vergold must have made a mistake, so Vergold now is only 8 seconds ahead of Ads. Having to get around, I believe that might have been one of our Jolly Green Giants car. Had to have been Racer X, I believe. Since Nixon unfortunately disconnected from the race. Ads, though, keeping that gap still up to 2.5 seconds. In the last lap or so, KG has not been able to improve or drop down that gap by any significant amount. So at the moment, these two are the only two that are extremely close towards the end of this race. I think everyone else is spaced out enough. Oh no, Nixon. How's that even possible? So KG gains half a second through the mountain section. But will that be enough in the closing laps of this race? There's 2 more laps after this one. And KG has a very similar amount of tire wear as Ads does, so it's going to be a straight shot battle to the finish. And they got oncoming traffic, so they'll both have to get around Racer X. And Ads will want to do this as soon as possible to avoid getting stuck behind Racer X in the mountain section. If he does get stuck behind Racer X in this mountain section, it's going to allow KG to catch up quite a bit for the final lap of the race. And from what it looks like, I think Racer X might not be... Ads might not be able to overtake Racer X before this corner. We'll see. Yeah, he won't be able to do it. Okay, so we're going to have a proper race on our hands between KG and Ads. So there you go. Ads right now, only now less than a second now ahead of KG. KG catching up between the two. Ads struggling to find his way around Racer X. KG looking to capitalize on this opportunity. And they're both stuck behind Racer X, battling for position. KG takes the inside of Ads. And oh no, he backs out last minute. Oh my God, that was so close. Oh my God, this is looking like a Super GT race where you have to race through the field and defend for position with keeping other cars on the track in mind. All right, so Ads gets clear of Racer X going down the Conrad Straight. KG now right behind Ads in the slipstream. Will KG make an attempt to pass Ads going down into the chase? He takes the outside, and then Ads defends on the inside. Oh, KG he gets a wheel on the grass and then goes deep into the corner and goes off the track. Oh my goodness, that might have been KG's race. I don't think he'll be able to catch Ads now, especially with Racer X in between the two. Oh my god, that was crazy. So Vergold now starts the final lap of the race. Ads now has a more comfortable pad between him and KG for the second place position. Bishop in a solid 4th, Trackett in 5th, and Cecil Turtle in 6th place. Oh man, that was crazy. KG almost had it. Just an inch of grass on that, yeah, on that braking zone. A patch of grass that Goran says has killed many a driver. Yep, absolutely. KG there making his way around at Racer X. Racer X there doing an incredible job keeping his line while having the battle between Ads and KG around him unfold. So good job, Racer X, on holding your line there and being predictable. So Vergold, our race leader, takes the turn around Forrest's elbow one last time down the Conrad Straight. Very solid drive by Vergold the entire race. Good pace, not much of an eventful race for Vergold, but certainly a great one and a great result for the team. Millstrom Motorsports needing quite a bit of a boost for their team race results, seeing as they finished, I think, let's see here, 10th place and 10th and 13th place for round 1. So epic drive by Vergold, filling in for Pete Poole at Maelstrom Motorsports. They'll certainly be happy of their reserve drivers' results. Oh no, we got Ads there, and KG somehow has caught up to Ads in the final corners of the race, but Ads is still able to maintain second place there. We missed the... I have no idea how KG was able to come back up from that 2-second deficit. Let me see if I can see... yeah, maybe Ads must have made a mistake or something. He almost had to defend going into the last corner. Absolutely close race there between the two. Bishop takes it home in 4th place. So a 2-4 for Bahamut Racing. Solid result for the team that's currently in the lead of Division 2. They'll most certainly take the lead for the race, or sorry, for the team championship standings of Division 2. They were tied with Jolly Green Giants, who took a big hit because of Nixon's DNF. Motsky takes it home in 8th place. I think it was Cecil and Kip Dunkel taking it a 6th and 7th finish for Team.com. Dinosaur coming in at 9th. Dinosaur has picked up damage again on that front right. So unlucky race there for Rexy Racing in terms of damage. Motsky at least was able to take it home. So an 8th, 9th finish for Rexy Racing. Lamb King looking to take 10th place. Yeah, maybe going forward, Vergold is a D1 reserve driver now instead of D2. And finally, Rogue takes it home in 13th place. Wow, what a race. All right, so let's just go over the results one more time before we get kicked out. Save the replay. So Vergold takes the top spot, adds in second, improving from his third place finish in round 1. KG taking the third spot, but also takes the fastest lap with a 2:14.067. Bishop, 4th, Trackhead in 5th, Cecil Turtle in 6th place, Kip, Dunkel, and Motsky in 8th, 7th, 8th. Dinosaur, the other Rexy car, in 9th, Lamp King in 10th. Soulshock VR, his debut race for LRC, representing Penalty Hunters Oracle Racing, finishes 11th. Racer X in 12th, Rogue Nipro in 13th, and then an unfortunate DNF for Nixon. Apparently, Nixon's True Force made him disconnect somehow. All right, and with that, that concludes our Division 2 racing. We'll be back shortly for our Division 1 race. There won't be a sprint race for that. It'll just be qualifying and a feature race. I think we'll be alternating sprint races every week between Division 1 and Division 2. So hold tight for our Division 1 race. We'll be right back.